Hey, have you ever been in a situation where you're on stage, probably giving a speech or poem, and you just realize that you don't have the full attention of your audience? Well, if that is your challenge, then you're in the right place because in this video, I'll be giving you 4 essential tips to unlocking the stage presence.
You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with.
Good day, everyone. Welcome back to The Prestige. I am your host, Prince Atulegu, and today we are going to be taking the 4 essential tips to unlocking stage presence. But firstly, you might ask, what is stage presence? Well, stage presence is the ability for a performer to captivate the audience's attention. But for you to be able to do that, you need to have these 4 essential tips that I'll be providing for you in this video. So the first one is effectiveness. The second one, body language or gesture. The third one being your personality. And the fourth one being engaging your audience. Now, expressiveness. When you're on stage, you need to be able to properly and effectively express yourself to the audience. This allows you to grab their attention. You see, a lot of people nowadays don't really know how to express themselves. And this is very, very bad because it affects their public speaking in a way that they would not be able to properly interact with the audience. In order to fix that, all you would need to do is add emotions. Take a look at an example. Eminem. He ranks amongst the world top 10 rappers. And you know why? Because he adds his emotions in every single one of his songs. Don't believe me? Check out his songs like I Need a Doctor, Cleaning Up My Closet, Fall, and trust me, you realize that in each and every one of these songs, he uses his emotions. Another brilliant way to improve your expressiveness is by voice modulation, otherwise known as intonation. This is the rise and fall in your voice. Someone who knows how to utilize this very well is Morgan Freeman. Alright, let's take a look at one of Morgan Freeman's videos I got on YouTube on this channel called Mulligan Brothers.
People die every day, Frankie. Mopping floors, washing dishes. And you know what the last thought is? I never got my shot.
On to the next one, gestures and body movements. When I say gestures and body movements, I don't mean you should start moving around like that. I mean that you should move with purpose.
Raise your hands if you have an emotional mother. Let me see. Put them all together.
Instead,
You get
in
mama.
this video, he uses his hands and his legs and he just expresses himself the most beautiful way. He's using his body movements to show you what he's trying to say. One tip that you should always remember is this. Whenever using an emotionally charged word, always make sure your body movements depict what you're trying to say. Another thing you could do to help improve this is make sure that you maintain eye contact with the audience. Then you use the stage very, very well. It shows that you are confident enough about what you're doing and that you are not afraid in any way. Trust me, when you start doing these, it will definitely help you increase your confidence on stage. Plus, it will help you get the attention of the audience at all times. Now remember, 70% of human communication comes from body language, so make sure you use your body language a lot. In case you need more tips on how to get rid of stage fright, I already have a video on that. The link would be on the description, so make sure you check that out. Now let's move on to tip number 3, personality. Personality has a lot to do with your stage presentation. You know why? Because there are over 3 million public speakers out there who are good at what they do, but the thing that sets them apart is their personality. Think of it as an opportunity to add a little bit of yourself to your speech or your song or your dance or just what you're doing, because personality has a large role to play. This can simply be shown in how you organize your speech, how you choose to present your speech, or even what you do in your speech. Let's take me for instance. I like to use stories and examples. That's why even in the course of this video, I have used up to 4 examples so far. This is because off camera, I enjoy telling a lot of stories, and I love listening to other people's stories too. So this is what I do when I'm giving a speech. I use a lot of stories. That's why some people call me the storyteller. That's just my own way of adding my personality into my speech. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the final tip. But before I do that, click on the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to this channel, and leave a comment down below. Now, we are down to the final tip, which is engage your audience. Now, when you're talking on stage, the most beautiful way to make sure that your audience are completely glued to you is by making sure they're a part of your speech. How can you possibly do that, you might ask? Well, it's very simple. You can either ask them a question, call them to come up on stage and tell a story, or you yourself even tell a story. Remember, whatever you're doing, make sure that they are able to relate to the story you are saying or the question you are asking. An easy way to ensure that is to make sure you ask very, very common questions. For example, have you ever been in a situation whereby, have you ever been to a... Things like that would allow the audience to easily relate to you. So, before I go, let's quickly do a recap. First thing you need to do to unlock stage presence is 1. Express yourself. How can you do that? By adding emotions. Another way you can also do that is by modulating your voice. Second tip is this: use a very appropriate gesture or body movement. Make good use of the stage. Use your arms purposefully. Always make a good note of that. Now the next step is personalizing your presentation. And a very good way for you to personalize your presentation is by number 1, just being original, asking questions, and in total just being yourself. That, my friends, has brought us to the end of this wonderful video. Please, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notifications, leave a like. Really supports the channel. Seriously, it doesn't really take anything from you, just support the channel.